I really don't know where to begin today, you guys. On the docket is my shop with me for the Sephora sale. And I'm a Virgo, in case you didn't know, and I had already planned. I, days ago, filled up my cart, added it up to $500, all good, emptied the cart, wrote everything down, went online, and one of the items was sold out, and it's been a cascade. So I'm sparing you the 2.5 hours. I was reconfiguring everything, but let's go back. $500. Why $500? $500 because this video is in a way sponsored. Sephora and Magic Links together gave me $500 to spend at this sale. So this is something that I did last year in November. It was really so interesting to spend someone else's money because I was more inclined to try things that normally I wouldn't try. Oh, that's totally me. Instead I was going for things like, maybe that's not totally me. And in the end, I got two completely different but really, really nice looks. One of them I love a lot. I'll post that picture here, and then a second later, after the picture goes away, I will post a link to that video and you'll see what I mean. I really like that, and I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity. Thank you to Magic Links and to Sephora for bringing me in again this year. But I wanted to keep it to $500, and I kind of failed. I have been thinking that I wanted to do the same thing I did in the fall, where I will buy 2 lip colors, 2 blushes, 2 palettes, and throw together 2 different looks and have 2 follow-up videos of what I bought. But after this one item was gone and I started going down the lip rabbit hole, I thought, well, you know, it's cheeks and lips that really change the look. You could put on one palette and have a totally different look with lips and cheeks. And I thought maybe I won't do a palette or 2 palettes. There was one palette I was very interested in, the Dominique palette, but I thought that it might be kind of similar to this, the Pat McGrath palette, which I already have. I'm wearing it today, actually. And when I broke it down and looked at the colors and not just the packaging, I thought it seems kind of similar, but the Dominique palette has a lot of beautiful shimmers in it, but being that I'm hooded, I don't get that much use in shimmers to warrant having half the palette being shimmers. And you can see, as I'm going down the rabbit hole right now, I was doing that the other day when I was filling my cart. Let me rein it in. Now, while I was looking at all the eyeshadow palettes, and a lot of them I have, and a lot of them I feel like I have in the color stories, I noticed that the Pat McGrath Star Wars redone, something already existing, but put a Star Wars label on it, was on sale. But even that, you guys, didn't tempt me, because I know that I'll never wear it, and I don't like the Star Wars sticker. So I kind of moved out of the eyeshadow area and started looking at blush and lips. If there is a category that is embarrassing for me, if there's such a thing, it has to be lips. Sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry. I love lip color. I love lip color. I love cheek color. So I started right off the bat with something I knew I wanted, and that was the Dior in 999 in matte. I have a little mini of it. I mentioned this in my recommendations video. After I checked out, however, and I looked at the receipt, I picked the wrong color. So we'll see if I like the color that I picked instead. I thought I got 999. I got a red, but it wasn't that red. So next, I wanted to get another one of these Kiss Kiss. I'm always reminded of that movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which if you haven't seen it, you must. It's really good. I think it might be a cult favorite, but it wasn't a huge, huge hit. Anyway, Kiss Kiss Balm. So there's two things that start with Kiss Kiss from Galon. One of them is more of a balm and one of them more colorful. And they had another color called Blossom that I really wanted. This is Honey, which I love, but it was out of stock. So they don't carry it in store. So there's another thing that's kind of throwing me out of balance, freaking out my Virgo mind. What am I going to do? It's super easy on the Sephora site to be very specific in what you want. You just kind of go down, makeup, and then you go down to lips, and you can hit lips and get everything. Or if you know, I want a lipstick, just hit lipstick. Or I want a gloss, just hit gloss. Now, again, in my recommendations, I spoke about this, which is a sample I got, I think, from, I don't remember where. I was cleaning out, and I thought I'm going to toss this, and then I thought, well, why don't I try it first? And I really love it. It's the Rose Lip Perfecto, but it's different than the one that's out now. So, since this is pink, I imagine it's the same color as the Rose Perfecto pink, and I got Milky Nude, which looks super promising. I'm up for it. I can't wait to get that one. So those were things that were on my list. Now I picked out a blush, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, but I picked out a blush that had a little bit of a lavender hue to it. And I thought, I need to find a lavender hue for my lipstick. And I'm telling you, I did a search like lavender lipstick, and they came up with a couple. But as it happens, I did end up going to the store because I really wanted to see them in person. And I ended up getting 3, which I'll show you when I do the what I got video instead of this one. But I got a couple of things. See how I'm going all over the place, you guys? 1, I realized yesterday I'm out of this, and I also realized that I did not recommend it to you, and I should have. This is the Push Up lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. It's bone dry. It's in Dream On or Dream Pop, and it's a brown. And I do have the Dior in the same kind of thing. It looks like this, and it's a limited edition. I'll link this if it's available at Sephora. This has a little more red to a brown than this one, and I do feel that for me personally, because my eyes are small, I really like going with the brown. So I got another one of these in store, and it also gives me a fluttery lash instead of a big volume lash, which I kind of think big volume lashes make my eyes look smaller too. So I got a couple of things in store, and you'll see the rest of it. But I found some lavender hued lipsticks, and one of them is from Laura Mercier. And this, I think it's called Soft Petal Crayon. I forgot to recommend to you as well. I got one color online, and then when I went in store, I saw they had a lavender hue, so I got one in store as well. It's very neutral, and I was thinking what I'll do is a neutral look for you. So this lip will be going with a new blush for me from Laura Mercier called Fresco, which has been around forever, but I have never ever tried it. And as you know, I'm getting a little bit more into neutral looks, although don't ever take my color away from me. I love color, but I can embrace neutral a little bit more. So I thought the Guerlain in the Milky Nude and this particular color in the Laura Mercier Soft Matte Petal, and the Laura Mercier blush might go for a really nice nude look, and I'm going to pair it with another palette. I hope this makes sense. I hope I'm not driving you crazy, because it's a little bit driving me crazy. I actually took notes so I wouldn't drive you crazy. Now, actually, I'm kind of grateful for this video because there are things that I'm buying again or buying more colors of, and I forgot to mention they're fantastic. I love that product. If you like the Sicily Lip Twist, it's similar to that, except I think it's a little bit more comfortable, and the colors are quite different. I find that it seems like they have, or maybe I chose lip twists that have a lot more color to them, where I'm finding some really nice neutrals here in the Laura Mercier, and the kind of neutrals that don't make me look dead. Always a big plus. Now, so what is that blush that has a little bit of lavender? If you've been here before, you know that I love lilac and lavender, and I think that it is underutilized in makeup, especially on face products. Today, I'm actually wearing the highlighter from Chanel that is lilac. Unfortunately, it's sold out. But Michelle Wong had mentioned that the Valentino blush, which I recommended, I have a different color though. She said that one of the colors has a little bit of a lilac lavender, and I thought, aha! So I'm thinking maybe I could recommend it to you over this, since this is sold out. And it just kind of set off this creative idea of I'm doing that. I'm going to do a little bit of a lilac-y kind of thing, because I think it's very flattering, but not very often used. So I ordered another of the Valentino blushes, and that one is hopefully going to bring me my lilac dreams, and then I'm going to pair it with one of 3 lipsticks that I got that have lilac hues to them. So in those I got a Dior gloss. I got shoot, I forget what it's called, Fashion Flare? The brand is a legacy brand. I think it was around in the 60s and 70s and then shuttered and somebody brought it back. I don't know, I doubt it's the same person. And it's a brand that was for black women. It was darker tones that suit darker skin, but they have some really interesting lip colors. I'd never tried their lipsticks before. I think they made some really beautiful, beautiful lip colors, and I found 2 actually in the purple zone, and I bought 1. So we're going to be taking a look at that when everything else comes in. And then the other one is from Laura Mercier, which right here. So we've already established that I've gone to Sephora and I bought a couple of more things. I bought the 3 lip colors and I got the mascara, and then last night I went online to get the Armani blushes. I only got 1, and Kel Surprise, it's a pink. There were so many beautiful colors, and I absolutely trust that Giorgio Armani will put together a beautiful product. That's not the problem. It's that the 2 colors that I wanted, 1 they had, and 1 doesn't appear to be available at Sephora. If it does come into stock, I'm interested in that too, kind of a nudie blush. They have this beautiful kind of berry blush, which may or may not be up my alley. I'm looking for something like that, but something that doesn't have a lot of blue. They have a deep apricot kind of blush, which is not my jam at all, but if you like those colors, that's something to consider. All in all, I think they have great colors. I decided not to get the one that has a reflex in it because I do have the Sicily, which I can't find, which I bought recently, which is the same kind of thing. So I went with the pink, and I got that last night. So now I have 3 blushes and a whole bunch of lips, a mascara, and I saw Angie's video where she talked about the Sephora brand eyeliners. So I have, the skin shows underneath my upper lashes. As you get older, I think that just happens, or it happened to me anyway. And I don't really like that look. I feel like it makes me look a little crazy. But at the same time, I don't want my eyes to look even smaller. So while I use the Hourglass in Cave, I was up for trying something else in gray. I have the Charlotte Tilbury in gray, but it doesn't stay there. And I wanted something that stays, and Angie said it stayed, so I got the Sephora brand liner in gray, and maybe we'll do a head-to-head and see how the color compares to the Charlotte Tilbury, and we'll see if it lasts for a long time. It doesn't have to last all day, but it's got to last more than 2 hours. Alright, so I'm just on the computer here. Let me get my glasses and just want to double check on everything. So it's not a shop with me. I think I've already established that, because believe me, you would have been out of your mind. Yeah, so that's the makeup that I got. 3 blushes and a lot of lip products, and then skin and hair. I did get the Augustina Spatter, the ultimate soothing cream. It is luscious. I just don't want to be without it. I did get the K18. I told you in my recommendations video, I cannot live without it. I think it's lovely. Today, I need to do some washing and some highlights, so the hair is up. But it's done so much for my hair, which is a little bit coarse and definitely color treated. If you have either of those 2 issues, you might want to take a look at it. If you just want your hair to be healthier, take a look at it. I cannot recommend it enough. Can't. Now the thing that was sold out was the Kerastase Chroma Gloss blah 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 blah, and that freaked me out a little bit because it is expensive and I much prefer 20% off. But I realized that I have half a bottle left, and I bought it the last time at October, November, the last Sephora event, and I thought I might have enough actually to keep me going until the next sale. So I feel good on that, especially since I'm using the K18 more frequently. Something I forgot to mention in that video is my Tatcha cleansing oil. Again, if you've been here for a while, you know I love it. I cannot be without it. It is thicker than the other 2 oils I've recently acquired, and it has much better slip for me because I use it for facial massage. I, of course, use it to clean my skin as well, but now that I have two others to add to the rotation, I feel like I can just use this one for facial massage. That might sound crazy to you, I understand, but oils that are good for facial massage are hard to come by. Most of them are really thick, and so you don't get good slip, and a lot of them are also very expensive. And I find the ones that are not as expensive, that you might get at Whole Foods or something, they give me pimples, and I'm 60. So pimples on me is problematic. I love the Tatcha cleansing oil. It doesn't overstrip my skin. And some oils do. I think some oil cleansers have detergents in them, so there's no residue at all. I think some people are sensitive to, ooh, there's residue here, as opposed to just leaving your skin soft. To me, it doesn't leave a residue. It leaves my skin very soft, very clean, and it doesn't strip. I put that in my cart. And then finally, the Kerastase Blonde Absolute Hydrating Illuminating Shampoo I spoke about. I have not enough to even shampoo my hair. You know, there's some in there, but I use a lot of shampoo. And my grand total, oh, I can't find it. I spent more than $500. Let's give it all away, you guys. I spent upwards of $6 and got $135 off for 20%. And my end game, I think, was about $570. And of course, the Augustina spotter is an expensive product, but all the more reason to get it 20% off. And then I did buy a couple of more things in store, and I bought one additional blush. I'm really looking forward to my next video where I put on the stuff. And we'll do some comparison swatches with all those lip colors, and we'll do some comparison swatches with the Armani blush, and we'll do 2 different videos with 2 different looks, and my products will be arriving on Wednesday, so hopefully I can shoot on Thursday and post on Thursday while the sale's still going on. But sometimes when they say my package is going to come on a certain day, it'll actually come a day earlier, but at the same time it's sale. But at the same time, they probably hired more people to handle the sale. So I will do it as soon as I possibly can. And that's going to wrap up today's, I feel like Lucy. I feel a little harebrained, not like my baby Lucy, but I love Lucy. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. You have the patience of a saint for doing so. But more than anything, I hope that despite my weirdness, you have been able to get some ideas about what you want to buy. Everything linked down below. And until the next one, I am wishing you good health.